Hello and welcome to the press conference of the SIG AG. My name is Melanie Jendro and I welcome you. Actually, I welcome like 16 or journalists from over 16 countries, so welcome to you. Here in this factory of ours, in the 4.0 Now factory in Freiburg, Germany. So this factory certainly is a sign of our curiosity that drives us forward. It also embodies the claim of Dr. Erwin Sig, our founder. He lived up to a saying. He always says, it's not enough to know, you have to use it. It's not enough to want, you have to do it. And we've done a lot within the last few months. And that is what we are going to do to show you today. But before I start, I would like to give you some technical advice. So to have a good connection, please turn off all your programs that might smaller your bandwidth. So to have a good quality, please shut down your programs, other programs, not that one here. So you are muted for the entire time. If you want to ask questions, please use our Q&A section. The section is open, whether on your right side of the window. If not, you find some bubbles below my picture, I guess, where one bubble is with 3 dots. And then if you push that button, you find the Q&A section. If you have that section open, it might appear that the screen is not wide and wide enough or full screen. If you want to have full screen, you need to close the window again and reopen if you want to have or if you have a question. We will take your question and deliver them directly to the speaker after their session. Because of the tight schedule, we might not be able to ask all the questions live, but we will answer that directly after the session, so via email then. The entire session will be recorded. Your SIG spokesperson or your contact at SIG will give you the link to the taped version. He or she will also give you the press kit. This is available after the session already. On the press kit, you will find all the information that you will hear today. So today we will have Dr. Robert Bauer talking about perspectives of SIG. He will also talk about the latest activities we have. Then followed by Christoph Müller and Timo Mendle and Valentin Dating. The three of them will talk about our latest developments in the digital solutions within SIG. And then, last but not least, is Markus Neubronner. He will explain how we enable our customers to learn Industry 4.0. And please remember that after every of the sessions, so after Dr. Bauer, after Christoph, Timo, Valentin, and after Markus Neubronner, we will have a Q&A session. So please don't hesitate to answer your question, to ask your question. But now's the time to hand over to Dr. Bauer, who will now give you an overview of what happens within SIG.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Jendro. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to welcome you to our virtual press conference. And before I come to the digital transformation, I would like to give a short overview about SIG in the year 2019. And you see here the main axis, our 10,000 people and our 40,000 products as a real base for our success within the SIG group. On the right side, you see our most important thing, the innovation part, with 1,300 engineers and round about 3,500 patents. This is the real source for our success. And on the left side, you see the results of the year 2019, which I explain a little bit more in detail. So in the last year, we had an increase rate of 7% now to 1.7 billion euro. And what even better is that we have a higher order entry, now a little bit better book-to-bill in the year 2019 was what was a real good base for the year 2020. And this is the source for the success in the year 2020 as well. And so we had a good start. Now, you see our broad product range, which is the real base for the digital transformation, which is the main subject of today. But we are using it as the source for data, and we transform it to information. And in our industry segments, in the process automation, last year we had a tremendous success with an increase of 27%, which is directly linked to our MASIC business. That means to the products on the container ships worldwide, which was a real boom in the year 2019 and is going on in the next years, because the environmental business on the container and on the ships on the sea are really important for the better environmental protection. In the logistics, you see here 11% increase, which was a very good year. And it's ongoing in the year 2020 because the internet business is really active, which is now a driving force for us as well. And in the factory automation, you see here a flat rate. That means we had some difficult areas, especially in the automotive area, but some areas, including China, runs very well, and therefore we had a flat rate to now 900 million euro in the factory automation. And as I said already, that our real source for the success is our innovation, and therefore we had an increase of 5% to the 202 million euro now as the real good, very important part of SIG, and more or less our history is based on this innovation rate. And what we presented in the year 2019 is the smallest safety scanner, which is suitable for the Euro pallet, what you see here. And you have a direct overview about safety and, of course, other data, for example, for the forklifts, but all AGVs are directly linked to this new product. For us, it's important that we combine the safety data with the automation data, and though we increase the productivity for our customers, if we turn the safety, including automation data, in additional information, and of course, this is the real source for the increase of the productivity. And a very good example is our localization, because the AGVs, of course, they need a safety product, and you have a 36-degree view, but you can use the data also for the environmental check, and so you have here a precise localization of your AGC with a precise with an accuracy of 30 centimeters, and then we have an overview, of course, in the reality, but also in your visualization, and you can use safety products or automation products for the same safety software, and we call it the LiDAR localization software, which is now very important for us to increase our business in this area. And as I said already, that logistics is a really important part, and including in the coronavirus area, because the internet business is really booming, and therefore we have presented a lot of new products in the logistics area as well. And of course, again, it's a source for additional information which is presented later on. Now I come to a very special part, because we invented AppSpace to convert our products to completely new applications. And of course, in the time of the development of our AppSpace, the coronavirus wasn't known. And therefore, we can now transfer our application, our AppSpace, directly into the products. And now we transform our laser scanner in a people counter and in the distance guard. For example, for the shops, it's really important to count the people, how many people are going into the shop, and therefore it's now a really important product for the coronavirus time. And to keep the 1.5 meter distance, the social distance, is really important that you can check the rule, and therefore we have the Therefore, we have the possibility to visualize the social distance directly on the screen together with our laser scanners. And there is a very good proof for the real easy programming for our AppSpace. So far, and I thank you very much for your attention, and now perhaps I wait for some questions.
So the first questions came already in. So the first question is, how do you cope with the COVID-19 pandemic? How do you protect your employees and your business?
Yeah, this is a really important question, because the health of our people are the most important thing, and therefore we set up a complete set of rules. Of course, we are using masks. Of course, we have the 1.5 meter distance everywhere in the company, and so we can produce with our production in all our locations. And there are some other efforts, especially home office is a really important part. And the very good thing is that the combination of all the rules, together with our cooperation within the group, we are really active, and we can provide our business to our customers as usual.
Okay, then we have a second question. Traditionally, SIG is investing about 10% of its turnover in R&D. Will you continue to do so even in hard economic times?
Absolutely. As I said, that the innovation is the real base of our success, and therefore we continue our innovation without any interruption. And of course, we keep our pace to provide and to present new products for our customers, which is the real best to overcome the crisis.
Okay, thank you. So then I would like to get to the next one, to the next person. That will be Christoph Müller, who will talk about our digital solutions.
So, good morning. I will lead you through our world of data applications. And with data applications, we mean the full vertical product using software, digital services, and of course the data that we gather to be more efficient and to offer whole efficiency gains for our customers. And when we look into what we need for data applications, it's pretty clear that all starts again with a sensor. The sensor converts reality into the digital world. And we as SIG, of course, have a deep understanding of what the sensor really is doing and what the output of the sensor does mean. And that's the first important ingredient in any data application that we offer. The second part is, of course, the deep understanding of the industrial process. We do know the application that we serve since 75 years, and that's as important to transfer reality into the digital world. Because data in itself isn't really helpful in the first moment. We say that data is a rough diamond and you need to polish it to unleash its value. and to use it for better applications and for more efficiency in your process. The third thing that you need, of course, is the digital tools in order to make use of the data you gather, in order to get more transparency, more flexibility, and in the end, more efficiency. And we will lead you now through some of our tools, especially through the larger ecosystems that we offer, which are SIG App Space, that will help you to program sensors and to be more flexible in creating your solutions. And the second part will be the SIG Integration Space that is designed to help with making use of the data and making sense out of the data. And between them, we have a full range of solutions for designing applications, machinery, factories, for operations, and then, of course, to combine them to complete data applications. First up is Dr. Timo Mendle, the product manager for the SIG App Space ecosystem. Welcome, Timo.
So, thank you very much, Christoph, and welcome everyone. It's my privilege to give you this short overview of the SIG App Space ecosystem. So, an engineering framework for your individual sensor applications. That is our promise at the heart of the SIG App Space ecosystem. Now, every device, every solution, every problem that SIG solves ultimately has value because it solves some customer application in the end. And these customer applications, we are seeing a trend towards these becoming more demanding, both in terms of performance as well as flexibility. And our goal here is to support these applications with a flexible ecosystem that is based on sensor apps. So these sensor apps, they are deployed on our programmable devices, and we offer a consistent tool chain so that we are hardware independent here and technology independent here. And also we are building on a strong community of developers for these sensor apps. Oops, that goes quickly. So the portfolio of technologies for which AppSpace programmability is available ranges from RFID devices over 2D and 3D vision sensors, also displays and LiDAR sensors, as well as 3D time-of-flight devices, and of course the sensor integration products, the sensor integration machines, as well as sensor integration displays that allow both the processing of sensor data in the edge, but also the communication of this information, the integration with other systems, as well as with the cloud. And our focus here is on the ability to create tailor-made solutions that are specifically tailor-made for the particular individual applications of each customer. And we're trying, or we are making sure that there's great freedom for this customization. And also in the newest generation of programmable devices, we are ensuring in the development that we integrate the most performance, both from the hardware component perspective, as well as in terms of software libraries. And the sensor apps that Dr. Bauer presented before in his presentation, he alluded to the distance guard and the people counting apps. These are both applications that have been implemented on a SIG App-based device in a very short time frame within this programming framework. So an important aspect of this is that we at SIG, we have great answers to many questions, but we realize that the expertise for a number of questions also may lie outside SIG, of course. And one of the central components, therefore, of the AppSpace ecosystem is that it is open to external partners as well. So these become the members of our SIG AppSpace Developers Club, and they develop their own sensor apps and contribute their own expertise and also monetize this expertise to make the programmable devices from SIG more versatile and to offer sensor apps that solve different applications on various devices in multiple environments and for problem settings. So here are some impressions also from our last developers conferences, where these developers get together, they get the newest impressions, they exchange ideas and network, but most importantly, they also have a great influence on shaping the roadmap for the SIG AppSpace ecosystem going forward into the future. Now I want to switch gears a little bit and show you a development effort that we're working on right now in the term of a prototype. So up to now, it is very useful, but not required, but very useful if you want to work with the AppSpace ecosystem, that you have some basic programming skills. Now, in the future, we want to open up the benefits of SIG AppSpace, especially the highest performance, as well as the customizability of all the solutions, to a broader user group by providing a tool that is based on flow, on connecting existing function blocks in a flow without any prior programming expertise. So what you see here is the user interface of one of our devices that takes images of buttons with QR codes printed on them. These buttons may have different shapes and different codes printed on, and the environment in which this works is the App Studio. Now we go to the flow editor and we want to start reading the codes from the buttons. So we browse the block library for a code reader block that we then can drag onto the editing canvas. The block will have a red hue to indicate that there is some parameterization missing. In this case, I need to select the code type, and I'm setting it to automatic. Also, I need to get the input image from somewhere, and compatible inputs are marked in green. Now, the live preview mode will allow me to click on any of the blocks and get a live preview of the results that are currently coming out of that block. Here you see on the right side the results that are read from the image and processed by the code reading block. In the future, we will also have live images on the right side with markups. And so if we're happy with the result, we can connect the outputs to the user interface nodes and then switch back to the productive mode of the app and look at the user interface once again. This is the user interface that the operator would be seeing, for example. So here we now see that the codes are highlighted and that the result of the code reading is displayed on top. Sometimes the block may not perform exactly the right action that we need, and here comes in our promise of customizability. So we can always go into any block and use the Edit Source Code button to deep dive into the source code of that particular block. For example, here you see all the selection options that are available for the parameterization of that block, including auto, QR code, and barcode, and so on. So later, Valentin Dating will also present the topic of deep learning that SIG will make available in the AppSpace devices. So here, it will be as easy as just dragging another block to your canvas, in this case the deep learning classify block, and give it the path of the trained neural network that you have available, and also connect the input, and it will start classifying according to that trained network. And so it's as easy as these 3 mouse clicks. So with that, we're at the end of the demonstration for the graphical application modeling within SIG AppSpace. And this feature will become available, we expect, in the fall for testing and towards the end of the year for our global users. So with that, thank you very much. And I would hand it back to Christoph Müller.
So, after we've seen all the capabilities we have to create sensor applications, the next step in any vertical application is, of course, to gather the data for further use. And there, typically, everyone has solutions how to connect sensors or other automation devices into the IT world for new applications, for completely new factories. Everyone's building demo factories. The big issue, though, is how to access data in the brownfield, in your existing factories. because typically sensors installed 10, 20 years ago, they have many information, but not all of this information is being processed and taken out of the sensor. On top of that, when you have connected your sensor to a PLC, typically the data ends there because the PLC will not allow you to process the data any further as it has to maintain its operation process. So what we have created is field echo, and that's one of the many solutions that we have for data gathering. And the cool thing about field echo is that you can now access brownfield installations and get any data that's in an IO-Link device, and that's not only SIG sensors, it's any sensor with IO-Link. You can access this sensor and get everything that's in there, every parameter out, and you can even get it through the PLC and work with this data in the setup. So you can use, you can read, you can write with all the data in your existing application. And that's extremely important, of course, for lean solutions in your existing factory to first gather this data. And this works with every device that is in the IODD library, so that has a device description. And with that, we're working then in order to know what is every data point. And that is pretty cool, as it solves many problems that you have in your existing factories. The second part, of course, that you need once you have your data is to make sense out of all your data. And there, what we've learned over the course of many years is that there is no catch-all solution. In order to present, arrange data and make sense out of it, you really need to look into the specific application and the need of the specific application, and you need look into the needs of the specific user in order to offer value to the user and to the process. That's why we have application-specific packages for different applications. And here is a small selection of these. For example, we have a solution package called Baggage Analytics, which is to optimize baggage transfer in airports. The same for Safety Analytics, for example, which is to monitor safety events within a factory. So our message here is that there is no standard dashboarding and alarming or process solution at all. You always have to look into what is necessary in order to optimize a specific situation, a specific application within your factory. And what we can offer then is the standard building blocks that you need for real-time visualization or event monitoring, archiving images, control them. And if you think about distribution centers or airports, you can immediately think of how many data we have to transfer there, and that's terabytes of data that we need to archive, retrieve, work with within a few seconds of time. So that makes it that you have to provide value, and you can provide value by having these building blocks and basically optimize them for the specific application. So the message here was get the data, and making sense of your data needs application know-how. And with that, we go to the next level, which is the SIG integration space, and that is presented by Valentin Darting, our product manager for web services. Welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Valentin Darting. I'm the product manager for SIG Live Connect and SIG Remote Service, and today I'm going to present you the SIG integration space. And because pictures speak more than 1,000 words, I want to begin with a short product video of SIG integration space. Enjoy. Wow, SIG integration space. Transparency, efficiency, and productivity. SIG integration space is there to integrate all your data from your sensors into intelligent web services. We want to gain transparency of all your data to enhance your business performance. Furthermore, all the digital services are customized for your needs. And together with your industrial know-how and our digital solution know-how, we want to boost your productivity and to increase your efficiency. How can that be done? Let's take a detailed look at some of our web services that will be launched really soon. There's the SIG Asset Hub, SIG Live Connect, and SIG Deep Learning. I want to begin with the SIG Asset Hub. What is that? SIG Asset Hub is a digital web-based enterprise asset management system that offers a feature-rich and interactive overview over all your assets. You can manage all your virtual representations of your sensors, devices, or systems. Doesn't matter from SIG or from any other vendor. SIG Asset Hub is also the basics for flexibly expandable further ASIC-centric web services from SIG, like SIG Live Connect, SIG Monitoring Box, or a service module. I also want to show you a short product video to get more into detail of the SIG Asset Hub. Enjoy.
Are you looking for a way to make your automation faster and more transparent? Have you lost track of all the many assets on your site? Can you access all data and documents of your assets at any time? SIG Asset Hub is a cloud service that enables you to manage your assets with ease. It provides a detailed overview of your asset management and its data on any device, maximizing your efficiency. With SIG Asset Hub, you can manage your SIG products, but also sensors provided by other manufacturers. This ensures all information is available and you have maximum transparency. SIG Asset Hub's interactive view on your sensors guarantees transparency and grants full access to documentation and configuration files. The individual assets can be tracked throughout their life cycle in a chronological view. You can locate and solve malfunctions easily. This way, your operations are restored faster. Your internal and external business network needs access to asset information for efficient cooperation. SIG Asset Hub enables easy sharing of your asset structure. You are in control which section you want to share. It can range from a single machine to a whole production line. This makes communication effortless and guarantees that everyone uses the same information source. The SIG Asset Hub cloud service ensures that you are ready for future requirements. The portal has a modular design. Additional features will be continuously expanded and improved. Gain control over all your assets. Start today with your base model. SIG Asset Hub. Manage your digital twins.
Okay, now you might think, wow, Asset Hub, I got all my sensors online, I got all my sensors in the cloud, but how do I make a connection to my real sensors on the shop floor? For that we made the SIG Live Connect, which is a combination of a hardware, of a sensor integration machine, a sensor app, and an instance in the Asset Hub together to one product. And with SIG Live Connect is our standardized way to bring your sensor data online in an easy and secure way. How can you do that? Well, you create a virtual representation of your device in the Asset Hub. Then you can pair the device, and after that, manage the routing and the data forwarding to any other applications from SIG, from third-party vendors, or for example, dashboards. And as the third service, when we want to go a little bit away from the asset-centric services to the solution-based ones, I want to show you SIG Deep Learning. And SIG Deep Learning simplifies significantly your solution development. Instead of creating rules for image recognition, for example, you take examples and hence stop the programming and start the training. And how that all interacts together, I want to show you in a short live demonstration video. And to get my services, to my digital services of the integration space, I log into the digital service catalog. And there I have an overview over all my digital services, my subscriptions or the services I still are able to subscribe. I click on the plan, I confirm terms and conditions and can use the services I am subscribing immediately after subscribing. So I subscribed it, can open it and come directly to the SIG Asset Hub. There I have my company, I have a technical place and an overview over the company. For example, locations, manufacturing lines, production lines. And I can go down to my sensor and get detailed information over it. Pictures, technical data, drawings, or the asset history. I can share images, I can share documents to any other interested people. I can take a look at the CAD data and certificates for examples, or also product videos. And okay, now I got the sensor virtually in the Asset Hub and I want to connect it with the real ones. So I click on pair on the device, copy a registration token, enter it in the Live Connect app, sensor app on my edge device to get a connection to the Asset Hub. And now all my sensors interacting with the SIM, with the sensor integration machines, are now online. And I can, for example, show some live data of a DT50 that measures the distance to an object. I can get the data live. Or field infringements of a TIM 100. Or just getting a code result from a Lector 62, which is a little bit more complex sensor. And so now I have used the SIG Asset Hub and Live Connect. I go back to the service catalog and can use, for example, deep learning, which is the SIG D Studio. And there I come to the landing page where I can subscribe immediately to this service. Okay, thank you. If you have questions, feel free to ask me.
Thank you, Valentin. I get Christoph back to me. He will answer the question. The reason is because we need to have the 1.5 meter distance, and the four of us wouldn't fit in the frame. So here are the questions. For which sensor is AppSpace mostly useful? Vision sensors?
Vision sensors is a good answer. So typically the more complex the sensor is in terms of input and output, of course, the more ideas of adapting the functionality of the sensor, of using an app to enhance the functionality is. We're typically using it very much for 2D sensors, for 3D sensors, for RFID readers, for light grids, but also, of course, for our range of laser scanners, because it makes more sense for creating apps, of course, for a very complex device. But the idea of AppSpace is, of course, that you just use a space in the sensor to adapt your sensor to the functionality of your application. And the idea is general. But we as well start when developing sensors with the more complex ones, of course.
Okay, the next question. What are the already available solutions in the SIG app pool?
There's numerous ones, so we have to differentiate what is in the app pool and, of course, what are our customers doing with it. Our idea for the app pool is, of course, to provide apps for, let's say, standard tasks for example, stuff like color sorting, for connecting a sensor, for, let's say, the basic snippets that you need in order to use it for your own applications. But then what you do with it can be anything from robot guidance, HGC guidance, or the applications that you see behind us. They, in some cases, use, or in some part, all use SIG app space for solving the logistics, quality control, and or the digitalization part of the application.
Okay, then the next question is about Live Connect. Is Live Connect limited to a special kind of sensor?
The idea is that, let's say, the generalization of Live Connect is done as you use an edge gateway, or you use it directly, of course, with an app-based sensor. So you need something that can run the Live Connect app, but then you can connect any sensor to your gateway, and so it's a universal solution.
Okay, and the last one I see, which services are already launched in the integration space? Which ones can the customer use directly?
Valentin already showed some of these solutions that we have. So one class is based around the asset. So as Valentin did show, to connect your asset to have your virtual representation in the cloud and then work with that. For example, saving parameters in the cloud, adding in the service module of the Asset Hub, for example, using it for having the certifications ready for any kind of inspections or other certifications that you might need, and having the schedules of your service personnel in there. We can connect, of course, there to services like the deep learning that Valentin was showing, and or access dashboarding stuff like the monitoring box, where we provide the basis for data science with your data. So there's a huge class based around the asset and enhancing the functionality of the sensor, and that's what most customers right now are doing with this kind of services.
Okay, that was it. So we are done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank the three of you. My turn is to introduce Markus Neubronner now. He will shortly introduce you into our Industry 4.0 innovation, our 4.0 basic solution. Sorry. He will introduce you into the Sensor Intelligence Academy.
Okay. Thank you, Melanie, and warm welcome also from my side. The digital transformation is a fairly vast and fairly complex field. There are endless possibilities of what can be done, and the always imminent question, how is it done? So at the Sensor Intelligence Academy, we have made the digital transformation our focus topic, because for a digital transformation to be successful, one requires to have the right knowledge. And at SIG, we support the digital transformation with our competence that we have. We do this by using modern didactic methods to ensure an efficient and sustainable knowledge transfer. Our training programs, they are tailored for our customers, for our very own employees, but also for learning institutions, such as schools and universities. I would also like to point out one very special thing. It is that we are investing to expand this knowledge for all, and we're doing this by building a new training academy which we are to open in 2021. This academy will have a state-of-the-art infrastructure and very modern equipment that will support us to use and implement very innovative learning concepts. So we can focus on modern concepts like blended learning or co-creation based learning experiences. Today, we already have a very broad portfolio of trainings that we offer. I would like to point out 3 things to you that are directly linked with the digital transformation. For one, we have a workshop in the demo factory in Aachen that we are offering. The demo factory in Aachen is a digital factory that is directly connected to the Technical University in Aachen, in which we also have a lab. In this workshop, we experience solutions around Industry 4.0 in a real productive and manufacturing environment. We do best practice experiences and exchanges with our experts, and the participants gain inspiration and expertise for their own digital transformation journey from this workshop. A second big point that I would like to show are web-based trainings, especially in times as we have them today, where it is difficult to meet face-to-face. Web-based trainings are a great opportunity to learn and build basic competence individually online. One of our favorite products here is the Integration Solution Basics training, which deals with the vertical integration of sensor data. Web-based trainings can be done remotely, and they are a very flexible and cost-efficient way to build your own knowledge. The third part is the Smart Button Factory. The Smart Button Factory is a learning platform for state-of-the-art sensor applications and solutions. The concept consists of a manufacturing cell with a robot that builds buttons that are individually designed and ordered and manufactured in a lot size 1. These buttons then later can be pinned on your jacket, for example, as a name tag. This Smart Button Factory incorporates all aspects of a vertical integration of sensor data, taking the rough diamond and shaping it into a gem. The concept has in addition standalone modules, which are extractions of certain functionalities from the Smart Button Factory, on which one can study, experiment, and work on a specific subject matter. For example, one of these learning modules is a module for quality inspection using artificial intelligence based on our deep learning algorithms that we have. And to put everything in a context, to round it off, there's a simulation that is a digital copy of the Smart Button Factory that can also put standalone modules into the entire context. Our idea here is also to target schools and universities and give people an experience of Industry 4.0 and how to learn to apply and understand this concept of the digital transformation. Big question is, how can we access trainings? The easiest way is to access it over our website. Under service and support, there's an area which is training and education, in which we list our different trainings that we offer. Every website on the right-hand side has a very country-specific adaptation, especially for face-to-face trainings, where we have locations and dates that are adapted to the individual countries. So that's just to keep in mind for the local adaptation. We manage and administrate our trainings using a learning management system. And with this professional learning management system, we have a few advantages that we can provide. One is that we can implement a skill management that helps to effectively develop the competence using curriculums. And all past training courses, they receive a certificate that is also stored in the system and that the participants can call off anytime they want. It is possible to go to this learning management system if you follow the link above and also log in with a guest account where we provide a selected content of free material and other demo material to get an impression what can be done with the trainings that we offer. This would bring me to the end for now, and I'd be happy to take questions. Melanie, if anything has come in the meanwhile.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we have one question, which is, which other trainings apart from those shown do you offer at the Smart Sensor Intelligence
Yeah.
Academy to the
Okay.
customers?
This is a very good question, and thank you for asking that. We offer a broad range on trainings around normative and regulative issues for safety designs. For example, we have a functional safety training which is TÜV certified and targets for application engineers. But we also offer different technology trainings. We offer trainings on the different systems that we provide, as well as the classical product trainings that we know.
Okay, and another question, what can I do if I have a specific need for knowledge and I cannot find the corresponding training to that?
Yeah, this is also a very great question, and thank you for asking that. We are always open to address specific needs of customers. So if there are topics that are not covered yet, or if we need customization to certain topics, we are always happy to get into contact and develop those trainings. Our team consists of training consultants. Those are the didactical experts that can help shape with the customer and the subject expert matter the training to shape it directly to the need of our target groups.
Okay, so I see that was the last question for this time. I thank you.
Thank you.
To all of you. I just want to say that the session today is taped and will be available tomorrow on the link you see there. But the link will also be sent and provided by your SIG contact. So he or she will have every information that you heard today. And I thank you very much for your attention and say bye-bye. And if you have any further questions, just contact your press contact at SIG. Thank you.